My name is Mr. Eldridge, Timothy Eldridge. I'm here with Mr. Coleman, one of the assistant principals here at Carver. We're going to talk about developing a vision. So, Mr. Coleman, let's get a little background information about yourself, sir.
Okay, basically I've been in education about 31 years. I've been an administrator probably for the last 20 years, all in Aldine Independent School District here at Carver Magnet High School.
Okay, what were you doing before administration?
I was a classroom teacher. I taught mathematics in the self-paced classroom.
Okay, so we're going to talk about developing the vision. Are you aware of the campus vision statement?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am. That includes empowerment. We want to empower all individuals on our campus, throughout the district. I think this is a message that the district sends. This is a vision that we all have to incorporate learning across the board, make sure that our students are lifelong learners, to make sure our staff, there's a camaraderie with our staff and growth in our professional staff also.
Okay, so does our campus have a written vision statement?
Yes, we do.
Okay. When were you first introduced to the campus vision statement?
Yearly. We look at the vision statement on a yearly basis, especially at the beginning of school.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we do refer back to our vision throughout staff development throughout the year.
Okay. Where you or have you been involved in the development or revision of our campus vision?
Initially, I have been involved throughout the school year. As I said, we do talk about the vision statement throughout the year, and we try and reinforce that vision to staff. We talk about it with students. Also, daily announcements are made each day alluding to the vision of Carver High School and what students and staff need to do.
Okay. So if given an opportunity to serve, would you be willing to assist in reviewing our campus vision statement?
Yes, sir. Yeah, just ask me and let me know a time and a place, and I'll definitely be available to do that.
And how would you get that message across to other staff members, team leaders, the other teachers, other personnel on staff, custodians?
Well, we meet through our team lead, our leadership on staff here at Carver, with the principal, with the skills specialists. We do meet with our custodial staff. We have yearly meetings with classes, the different classes, 9 through 12. We have class meetings with our students. We also have engagement, parent engagement night being offered. We have open house where we can include our parents and our community leaders also.
Okay. Who do you feel should be involved in reviewing or developing a written campus vision statement?
Everyone. That's going to include, again, that's going to include your community leaders, that's going to include your staff, that's going to include student body members. Everyone should be incorporated in that vision.
Okay, and do you think that the development of a campus vision is a shared responsibility, and who shares that responsibility?
Everyone. It is a shared responsibility, and everyone has a part in that responsibility.
So also the parents as well?
Yes, sir.
Do they have a voice in the...
Yes, sir. We include, again, we do include parents. Parental involvement is big. We invite parents to the building at different times, and parents are always welcome. We have an open door policy for our parents.
Okay, thank you. So, articulation of a vision. Having read the vision statement, what does it mean?
Just looking at the vision statement, again, we want to empower all individuals on the campus throughout the school. We want administrative leadership to also be involved in our vision, because they set a vision at that particular level. We want our students to buy into the vision, from our custodial staff to the principal. All teachers, students, everyone should be involved in that particular belief statement.
So at Carver, we have our different strands, and how does that look through the different strands with theater?
Mm-hmm. Our performing arts,
yes, sir.
We meet with our performing arts department, we meet with the visual arts department, engineering department. All those groups are in line with the vision and the magnet theme that our school is involved with.
Okay. Do you know where a student, faculty member, or parent could get a copy of our written campus vision statement?
We can pull up a copy online. They can always access it online. We do have actual copies in the front office also.
Okay. And then how does the campus use innovative thinking and learning experience to promote the campus vision?
How do we use innovative thinking? I know that there are think tanks that a lot of our staff members are involved in and spend a lot of time going to strategize, to find on different methodology, different philosophies as far as learning. The district does promote lifelong learning for all professional staff.
And what happens if a parent is not quite on board with the vision statement that's put in place by the school?
Well, we always want to, if a parent's doesn't include that particular vision, we want to always have parents come in, talk to those parents, show them what the vision is. We have to sell them on the particular vision that the district and the school has, because we're working with their child and we want the very best for their child. And so if we're not in line and they're not in line with what we see for their child, there's going to be an issue. And we want to resolve all issues. We want to come to a general consensus to move forward for the success of the child.
Implementation of a vision. Specifically considering our school and community, do you feel that the vision statement sufficiently addresses the challenges that our campus faces and how?
Well, would you repeat your question one more time, sir?
Specifically considering our school and community, do you feel that the vision statement sufficiently address the challenges that our campus faces and how?
I do feel that the vision statement encompasses all the needs that our campus has. You say, how does it do it? Again, I believe by incorporating all members of the community, student body, staff members, working as one with a shared vision. I think that's the big thing, inclusiveness of everyone. That's the biggest factor, making sure all voices are heard and moving forward with that vision.
So implementation of a vision, Mr. Coleman, do you feel that our written vision statement is inclusive and characterized by respect for students, their families, and community partnerships, and how?
Well, I think the biggest thing right now we focus on in our mission statement, making sure we have high expectations for our students. That's one of the biggest things that's been stressed throughout my career, and it's included on our vision statement. I'm looking at a rigorous curriculum that we offer through our magnet strands, through performing arts, through visual arts, and through engineering. Just that rigor within the curriculum is the biggest thing to really push our students forward, and having parents really buy into the program.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about stewardship of the vision. How can you assist our campus with the stewardship of our vision, getting it into the minds and the hearts of our entire school community?
Well, just making sure that vision is expressed throughout the community. Making sure we go to chamber meetings, making sure someone's representative throughout the different student achievement opportunities that our students have in Aldine. Maybe just going to athletic events, making sure that they were visible and continuing to repeat that vision and the message that we want parents, community leaders, and students to continue to follow.
Do you feel like social media can play a part in?
Excellent question. Right. Our district uses Twitter a large amount. I think that message is sent through Twitter, through through the newspaper, our PA, a public announcement system. Our district superintendent is very visible throughout the district. She comes to many different functions, and she's a very hands-on person.
And when you talk about, you spoke of rigor, the vision, how do you get the students to buy into that rigor? And you talk about the parents buying in, but how do we actually get the students?
Well, I think in the world right now, a lot of things are project-based, and so we have rubrics that we go over with our students so that they know exactly what they need to do and how to accomplish it. If we focus on our curriculum being project-based, I think it's more of an interesting way for our students to learn. Being hands-on, being creative is going to be the selling object for our kids and parents.
Okay. Are there resources available that could assist with the stewardship of our vision, getting vision into the minds and the hearts of our school community?
When you talk about resources, I look at people as the biggest resource. Our teachers are the biggest resource. The continuing learning and the methods and the strategies that they use to help our kids to learn. I think the big thing about social, emotional learning for our kids, making connections, having relationships with students, having relationships among ourselves, really help in that shared vision.
Okay, Mr. Coleman, I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate everything that you do here.
Yes, sir. I appreciate all you do. Yes, sir.
problem. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Mr. Eldridge. I'm here with Ms. Amin. She's the skills specialist here on campus. We're going to talk about developing a vision, but she's going to give some background information about herself.
Okay. I have been in education for 10 years. I recently moved to Texas, Houston, and began teaching here at Carver High School, and I taught English 1, English 2, and reading, and that was where I really began to know who I was as a teacher and what I want to do as aspiring to make sure we develop a reading community within our school. And so basically one day it just hit me that I knew I can do more outside of the classroom, so I stepped out, took a chance, and applied for the skills specialist, which led me to be an instructional coach. And now today I am the skills and instructional coach for English.
Okay, so we're going to talk about developing a vision. So are you aware of the campus vision statement?
Yes, our vision statement is to empower all of our students. And I really believe that this vision guide our school to making sure that every student step in our building, they are empowered. And that's through teaching, going in the classrooms. You will see that. Even outside our classroom, our extra activities, we have that for our students so they can express themselves through theater, dance. It's no matter where you go in our building, it's empowering our students.
Okay. Okay, does our campus have a written vision statement?
Most definitely. We have one at the front and also in the library. And we also make sure that it's visible when our the community come in, when our parents come in, they see that we are here to empower our students.
Okay. When were you first introduced to the campus vision?
I was first introduced to the vision actually this year when I first stepped in the role as a skills. Because as a leader, you definitely need to know so you'll be able to articulate to the other staff.
Okay, thank you. Will you or have you been involved in the development or the revision of our campus vision?
Yes, I have. We actually collaborate just to evaluate and see that we're meeting the needs of our students. And we do that not every month, but we actually meet with our team and to look and see if we meet the needs of our students through our vision.
Okay, if given an opportunity to serve, would you be willing to assist in reviewing our campus vision statement?
Most definitely. I really believe by modeling our vision, it could be in front of our students, our staff. We have to make sure that we model and empowering our students and also supporting our students and supporting our teachers to continue to push the vision at our school.
Okay. Who do you feel should be involved in reviewing or developing a written campus vision statement?
Definitely all of our stakeholders. Anyone who's involved in our school who touch our students, they should be involved. We always welcome from our community to our teachers, our custodians, just everybody who is involved in our student lives. The bus drivers, we need everybody. It's important.
I agree. So do you think that the development of a campus vision is a shared responsibility, and who shares the responsibility?
Most definitely. I think everyone should hold responsibility to push the vision. It's not that the leaders should know about the vision. We should make sure that our students know the vision. It should be a model where we know. Because if you don't know, how do you know how to push the vision? So through the announcements, we make sure the vision is heard.
So it's good that you talk about the announcements. That's going to bring us to the next part of articulation of a vision. So, having read the vision statement, what does it mean?
What does it mean? I feel like it means that we want our kids to feel empowered, to take what we're giving them and have that confidence to be successful when they step out of Carver High School. So it's all about making sure our students are confident, have the tools, and are successful.
Okay. Do you know where a student, faculty member, or parent could get a copy of our written campus vision statement?
Most definitely. We have copies in the front office. We also have it on on our website. So whenever a parent wants to know, we have access to that for them.
Okay. How does the campus use innovative thinking as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
We promote innovative learning. We feel that you have to make mistakes. You have to learn from the mistakes, and that's how you become better. And anybody who say, "Oh, I see failure here," no, we see opportunity, and that's how we grow as a community.
Okay, so let's talk about implementation of a vision. Specifically considering our school and community, do you feel that the vision statement sufficiently addresses the challenges that our campus faces, and how?
I definitely think that our vision address the issues and the challenges that we have at school because we use data. Data drives our decision making, and as we identify the needs of our students, we know that empowering them is the first step of building our students and developing them, you know. So data is our first goal to finding out how we address them.
Okay. Do you feel that our written vision statement is inclusive and characterized by respect for students, their families, and community partnerships, and how?
Most definitely. I feel like, first of all, we know for a fact that when you walk in and you see our vision and say empower all students, you know that we are focused on every student that walks in. We respect our students. We make sure their needs are met, period.
So what happens if you have a parent that may come in and may not agree with what's going on? How do we get them to buy into that vision if they feel like the vision doesn't support their needs?
Basically, when a parent come in, they're upset. One, I want to listen to them. I want them to feel like you are important and what you have to say is important. I'm going to take in what you're saying. Then I'm going to also say, okay, Miss, okay, I feel like that if you come in, let's get involved. Come in the process. You are welcome to come if you feel like it's not meeting the needs of your child. But however, right now, we're going to make sure you get the needs for your child. We're going to make sure that Johnny receives the support he needs to be successful at Carver High School.
Okay, and when you say give them that support, what kind of resources would you pour into that to help that student be successful based on what the parent has given you or said to you?
Well, basically, it all depends on what the parents complain about as far as meeting their needs. Sometimes parents complain about that the kids may need more accommodations. That's where we say, hey, when the arts are here, that's where we can definitely meet their needs. So it just all depends on the situation, I believe.
Okay, so let's talk about stewardship of a vision. You know, when we're talking about stewardship, we're talking about putting something together, one, to get everybody to buy in, but how do we get them to buy in through our leadership or the leadership capacity?
Well, sometimes when you bring something new to the table, it is difficult to get 100% to buy in. So what I would do, I would definitely invite people from different areas and to build that team so they can spread how well we're doing from implementing the vision, because sometimes people have to see, okay, is it working? And if it's working, I do need to jump in. So that's how you kind of bring that buy-in for our teachers and for other staff.
And the other staff, those are the team members you're talking about.
Right.
So from principals, skills, like yourself, teachers,
right.
And what would be the system to get the students to be part of that vision and being a steward?
Well, once we have our teachers involved, that's going to pour in the classroom. They're going to see it because our teachers are aligned to the vision as well. And once they understand they see the vision, we hear the vision, and now we have adults modeling the vision.
Yes.
They're going to follow along.
Okay, so on the stewardship of a vision, how can you assist our campus with the stewardship of our vision? Getting into the minds and the hearts of our entire school community.
But one thing that I know some people are kind of taken back of, but it's the new thing. It's social media. It's Twitter. It's Facebook. It's Instagram. Our kids use that. And also our community, our parents. And so we have to move into tweeting our vision. How are we doing this? How are we looking? And that invites the community to come in and feel welcome. We want to make sure that our community is comfortable. And if we're having a dialogue between Twitter or social media, they're going to definitely say, okay, they're not too, you know, we can come and visit. So also time. We want to make time for our family. We know that our parents, the community, they work during the day. They're not going to be able to visit. So guess what? We have family nights. And we invite them to come so they can see what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how you can support your student as well.
Okay, so when you talk about social media, time, and tying those things together, when we look at it from the stewardship perspective, how can we actually get where the students are taking the ownership and getting that information to their parents? So if we have this vision and we have the students involved, sometimes the parent may not be involved because of technology that might not be as advanced of the student. How can we get the students to help share that vision with their parent?
Getting them involved in the process, making them feel like I created this vision, we was a part of this vision. You have to make sure that students are involved in the process, and if they're not involved, they're not going to have as much passion for the vision. So we want to make sure when we're having these meetings, we have student council, we have the representatives for each grade level, so they'll be speaking for their students, and that's how we can start their accountability, because guess what? You created this as well.
So, you know, at Carver we have these different strands. You know, the engineering, we have the dance, the theater. Based on stewardship, how can we get our department that lead teachers to actually get that information across to the other disciplines, you know, just working together?
It's all about professional collaboration. It's all about making time to make sure our teachers have the time to meet with the other strands. And what we have done is that when we have our staff meetings, that's the time where we embrace, like, okay, let's sit in different areas. Let's mix it up so we can have that dialogue, that communication with our with other strands. Like the English department, now we're sitting with the history department, or we're sitting with CTE. It's all about making sure we make time to collaborate with our outside of our strands.
Okay, so are there resources available that could assist with the stewardship of our vision, getting the vision into the minds and the hearts of our school community?
Of course, like I said before, social media, time, I feel like other resources as far as making sure our students have the resources to be the best they can be in their classroom, and that's about making sure that our teachers are well developed to support the needs of our students.
Good evening, my name is Timothy Eldridge. I'm here with Mr. Cobbs, one of the teachers here at Carver High School. We're going to talk about developing a vision, but before we get started, Mr. Cobbs, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Anthony Cobb, and I'm working in my 5th year here at Carver Magnet High School, and I teach speech and debate, professional communication, which is a public speaking course, journalism, and a college planning course. And so I'm a little bit all over the place, but that kind of works out well, because when I was a student, I had a few learning disabilities, and I was all over the place. But thanks to some really good teachers who took interest in me and administrators, I was able to build strong relationships, and that's one reason why I teach now, so I can catch kids that kind of had some of the same issues that I had, and kind of encourage them and kind of guide them in the right direction, or a better direction, and kind of fall in love with education, and that's what happened with me. I enjoyed school a lot. When I got to college, I got involved in theater as well as communication, and that's where I found out who I was supposed to be. And I just learned that by developing stronger communication skills, a lot more opportunities would open up for me. And it wasn't what I had intended. I never planned to major in communication, but I saw what it did for me. It literally changed my life and the trajectory of my life, where it was going. And so I excelled in that. And I guess finally I found something that I really excelled in. And so I feel really blessed to be able to teach that here at Carver High School, because I come across a lot of students that remind me of who I was when I was younger. So I finished in communication, so I got my degrees in speech communication and communication studies, and pursuing my master's now in speech communication, just for enrichment, but also for other career opportunities in the field of education. Since I've been here at Carver, it's been a whirlwind. It's been a lot of things happening. We've changed like staff and administrators, and sometimes things work and sometimes things don't, but I really am honored to have the opportunity to teach the students that we have here. And I'm really glad to be a part of something, and I look forward to it growing here.
All right. That being said, let's talk about developing a vision. Are you aware of the campus vision statement?
Yes, it is empowerment.
Okay. Does our campus have a written vision statement?
Yes, we have a written vision statement.
Okay. When were you first introduced to the campus vision statement?
I was first introduced to the campus vision statement when I was job seeking, and I found Aldine ISD, and I got called for my first interview at Carver, and so I decided to do some research on it because I think that's a good thing to do. And I learned a lot about the Aldine district, a lot about the community that the school sits in and that Aldine services. And that's when I learned about the vision. And so I was able to go into the interview with a little bit of information about the vision and kind of impress Miss Sweat, who was interviewing me at the time.
Okay, so that went well.
It went really well, yes.
All right. Okay, were you or have you been involved in the development or revision of our campus vision?
Not so much the revision and the development. No, it was here when I got here, but it's something that we look at often, and I always look at how I can more implement it better in the classroom. So not developing it, more like maintaining, helping to maintain it.
Okay, so if given an opportunity to serve, would you be willing to assist in reviewing our campus vision statement?
Absolutely, I would love that opportunity because we're changing every day. The kids are changing. They look different the next day you see them, and you know, we owe it to them to kind of change with their changes and stuff. So I would love to be a part of that.
Who do you feel should be involved in reviewing or developing the written campus vision statement?
Everybody. It's the internal customers, the external customers, so the ones that are teaching, the ones receiving the education, the ones that are raising the students, getting them to and from school. I think it's a multifaceted thing, and everybody is a stakeholder in this. And if we raise up a good group of students, that's going to have a resounding effect on our economy later, on our political platform. And so we've got to have parents, teachers, administrators, and even people from the local community to kind of look at it. And as I was saying, kind of grow with the children as they're growing. I think that's a good thing, growing with them.
Yes, sir, I do agree. Do you think that the development of a campus vision is a shared responsibility? And who shares that responsibility?
Absolutely a shared responsibility. It starts, it can start above our head, but I think it's more organic if it comes from within the school. So I think the school, where we have the administrators, should be tasked with maybe the foundation of it, and then the teachers in charge of assessing it, seeing if it works and if it's working, if we can implement it more in our classrooms. And from there, it's just spread out more, and that's where we get, the parents and the community members, business owners, etc. People who see our kids, our students, when we don't see them. They spend their money at their stores. I think it's important that they get involved into it. And the parents, when they get off work and spend time with the kids, I think it's important that they do as well.
Students, now 3:45. Please start making your way to the cafeteria for afternoon snacks.
Now we're going to talk about articulation of the vision.
Please start making your way to the cafeteria.
Having read the vision statement, what does it mean?
The vision statement is empowerment. So what that means is, how I take it is, give power and take power. So you have this huge entity, which is the school and the school system, kind of flooding the halls with power, giving the students an opportunity to make this school what they would like for them, like out of it. So, we talk to the students about if you don't like something, we have school board meetings you can attend. We have conference hours, that we're required to have so parents can come in and voice their concerns, and just be an advocate for yourself. So that's what I get out of empowerment, is be an advocate for yourself. Like they say, the squeaky wheel doesn't get the oil and the closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if we empower the students to speak up, then we're on par with looking out for their safety and them advocating for their own safety as well as their education.
Okay, so do you know where a student, faculty member, or parent could get a copy of our written campus vision statement?
Absolutely, they're welcome to come in at any time and see the main office, or also at the library. At the library.
Okay. How does the campus use innovative thinking as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
Innovative thinking. Well, we have a group of students out for the TSA. And so they're some of our engineering students from the CTE department, and they're building robotics. They're tasking these kids with creating unique ideas from concept to the actual product of it. And they're going to go represent our school as well as our district at a state tournament now. I run a speech and debate team, and I'm very proud of the students. We'll be going to state this year. And you know, the resources that we talk about, like the library, it all kind of works together. So we give the students the resources, the computers, as well as the books to get in, learn how to research, learn how to make their thinking a little higher order. So every day or every week they should be growing, and just pouring knowledge into the kids and trusting them to go out there and really represent us through the programs that we have. And even if it's not outside of the school, you know, we have monitors out here where journalism and some more CTE students produce content that we hope to have on the monitors out there to kind of show what it is that we're doing here.
So we're going to talk about implementation of a vision, specifically considering our school and the community. Do you feel that the vision statement sufficiently addresses the challenge that our campus face?
I think that it does. I think it does. Because when we talk about empowering students, the population that we serve, you know, have all these labels on them: underserved, underperforming, low performing, high risk, etc. And so when people put those labels, they're giving you a label, but they're taking away some of your power. And one thing we work with our kids on is identify your learning style, because we've been teaching the same way for generations, and it doesn't work for everyone. I remember that when I was a student. And so when you're empowered, it kind of allows you to say, this is how I learn. And that's malpractice if we don't teach them the way that they learn. And I just remember going through that as a student, and so that's one thing I definitely try to implement in the classroom is trying to tailor your lesson to the individual student. It doesn't work all the time because one person versus 30, but just giving these students an opportunity to speak for themselves, to advocate for themselves, and trusting them to make good decisions. I think it definitely does meet a lot of the needs of the students, and it allows them to go to job interviews at Chick-fil-A or something like that and feel more empowered and feel like I am somebody, because the rest of the world can beat you down. But when we empower our students, they produce a lot better.
Okay, so do you feel that our written vision statement is inclusive and characterized by respect for our students, their families, and community partnerships, and how?
Yeah, because again, we get back to the empowerment thing, you know, be powerful. I think that's one thing they can take away from it. And, you know, we talk about the socioeconomic levels of our students and our families, but we give them the power. We have open doors, so the principal's ready to meet with them at any time, assistant principals. And again, we have a school board meeting like every month that they're open to, and they'll stop the school board meeting, allow you to put things on the docket and talk about it. So if you feel so emboldened, so empowered, yeah, you're more than welcome to come through our doors or go to the school board meeting. So I think that it is, in its brevity, I think it's very much inclusive, and I think it meets the needs of our people. It can change, but I think overall that's a really good way of having it boiled down, just empowerment.
At Carver, you know, we have the different strands. We have theater arts, performing arts. How does that vision entail with working with the different disciplines?
Well, working with the different disciplines, it's just, it's uncanny how closely related they are, but how different they are. I walked into a psychology class, 2 days ago, and they were talking about first impressions. And that's what I'm teaching in my communication course. So I was telling Mr. Rowney, who teaches the class, we've got to kind of sync up because our lessons are so similar, and the students kind of shut down because they kind of think everything is in a box. So when they leave psychology, that's all they're going to do with psychology. Then they come to communication and they think it's, you know, it exists in a vacuum. But we're trying to open up, I guess, open up ways where they can see how they're connected. So if you're doing an essay in English, I let you use that as your informative speech. So now you have 2 classes that you're working on one assignment. One is just written, and then you'll speak it out. And we just want the kids to see that it's related here. We're not out to get them. We're not the boogeyman. We're just trying to make it closely related.
Okay, so let's talk about stewardship of the vision. How can you assist our campus with the stewardship of our vision, getting it into the minds and hearts of our entire school community?
As far as stewardship, I think I, for one, can do a better job of, I guess, evangelizing it, putting it out there, we're supposed to have a text-rich classroom, and I feel I do, but I can definitely have the vision statement available in my room. We can put it in the hallway, and just something to get excited about. And kids get excited about what we tell them to get excited about, or what another student, like maybe the president or student council or something, tells them, this is cool, we should get on board with this. So I think we can kind of pump it up a little more and just make it a thing, because we can tell our community that's supposed to have it or supposed to know it and feel empowered by it. But if our students really buy into it, it spreads like wildfire. And if our students buy into it, it kind of catches on. Mindsets like that spread.
Okay, so how could we use social media to help spread that vision?
Everybody has a social media account. The kids all have cell phones in, and I know if you go to some places, they have filters. Like if you take a picture at, I don't know, Olive Garden, and it might have an Olive Garden, you know, Snapchat filter or something on there. And I don't think we have a Carver filter, but we can incorporate that, and the filters are like $20. So we can do a filter, because they're always taking pictures. They're not allowed to during school day, but you know, if they're after school or something. And just little things, wherever we can just add the slogan in, I think it would be cool. I'll put it on a bumper sticker on my car, you know, if we need to do that. But and we've got a great art department. I think we can definitely have them do some artwork, murals and such. And it's just got to be a part of our everyday, incorporate it into the announcements. Let them see it when they're in the hallway, let them see it in the classrooms, and maybe there's a t-shirt idea.
Yes, sir. Okay, so are there resources available that could assist with the stewardship of our vision, getting the vision into the minds and hearts of our school and community?
One thing I look at is, say, college communities like Prairie View A&M University, and College Station, where Texas A&M University is. And there are some stores that allow you to use your student ID in the store. And I'm not saying that we could do that, but you go around these towns and they are so supportive. The spirit is high. They're very supportive about that school. And so, again, we have places like across the street, there's a burger place, and our students spend a lot of money there. I think we can partner up with them and get a little more of our paraphernalia in there as far as school spirit attire, and even that vision, you know. And I've seen the workers over there have nice, short, but very nice, encouraging conversations with our students. And I think if we met with them more, we can try to encourage them to add that into their, remember, be empowered or something like that. Or even spend a little bit of money, they can put it on their cup, you know, empower, Carver Panthers or Aldi, we produce the nation's best, empower, something. I think that our community can definitely support us a little better in there, but we've got to go to them.
Is there anything else you want to add, Mr. Cobbs, about the creating a vision statement, sir?
I guess about creating a vision statement, it's a good thing as long as we evangelize it, and it can help build stronger relationships. I made that note I want to talk about, building stronger relationships, because if you have stronger relationships, you have better retention. Not just retention of knowledge, but retention of our student population. They're not getting in trouble as much. They're not missing as much school. When they're gone, they feel like they missed something, and they feel like they were missed. And so that's why now, like through this, I'm more encouraged and empowered, you know, to do more about the vision statement. So this was cool.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cobbs, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.